Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's Black Friday season, and that generally means that it's time for some deals on some televisions. Now it's been a couple of years since we moved into our new home, and I've been putting off building out our theater room. Pretty much the only thing that I've done to the theater room is paint it, as well as buy a few pieces of audio equipment, and then throw one of our older couches into it. So our theater room is pre-wired space, and it's a perfect place for my wife and I to enjoy some movies. However, the only thing that we've been doing with it is using it for guest space. Well, this year, that's going to change. Jumping on a Black Friday deal and stacking it with a few coupons, discount codes, and gift cards that we've been saving up, we took the plunge and finally bought this, the Samsung Q70T 85-inch OLED television. Now, over the past couple of years, I went back and forth debating between an OLED TV, a projector, and a QLED TV. And then I finally settled on this, after about 2 years of going back and forth and debating. I wanted something that was big enough to cover the entire wall, and as you can see, this is pretty big. But I also wanted something that could do different things, such as gaming, broadcasting my PC, and of course watching movies and televisions on. Now this isn't the best of the best TVs, and I didn't want to spend upwards of $5,000 to $8,000 for a television. But for what I need it for, and for the price, I figured it was a good starting point. Plus, it also had a lot of good reviews. And on top of that, we also previously bought the 75-inch version of this for our bedroom, and we've had that for about a year now, and we simply love it. We also bought that during Black Friday last year, so this year we figured we'd buy the 85-inch version for the theater room. Anyways, enough talking. Let's get to the unboxing of this and release this beast into the wild to see what comes in the box and what we get. So first we get the quick setup guide, and of course it talks about how you attach the legs, but for our purpose we're going to be mounting this on the wall. This is one of the legs. It's a pretty thick steel leg, so need to be durable for such a heavy TV. Anyway, since we're not going to use it, I'm going to put it back in the bag. So it comes with 2 AA batteries for the controller, the plug, the controller, the user manual, and the controller user manual. So you can do it with one person and just pull it forward instead of having to lift the box up. So you just pull it forward and you drop it down. Now what we didn't film, and probably something that everyone would have gotten a kick out of, was how we got it from downstairs to the upstairs across 2 sets of staircases. It was not easy. My neck is still hurting and my back is still hurting, but it was just me and my wife, which I do not recommend for anyone. So I am just gonna skip ahead as we start to mount this on the wall, and then we'll show you what the finishing product is, as well as talk about the features of this TV. So it took a little while to get this huge TV mounted, and I gotta say it was not an easy task. This TV can be pretty heavy, and it took 2 of us to lift it and get it on the wall mount. So now I've been using this TV for the past few months, and overall I'm pretty happy with it. It's got Samsung's Quantum 4K processor, which is constantly analyzing and optimizing the picture quality to ensure that it delivers a more immersive and lifelike experience. It does use dual LED technology, utilizing a blue LED or warmer tone LED so it can adjust the color tone for a more accurate picture, and also to minimize blue light leakage in order to provide better black levels. Now, to be completely honest, I did have some concerns initially when I first set this thing up with some less than stellar performance, but that was before I went through and optimized it. Now, where this TV does run into challenges is in its HDR brightness levels, which ultimately makes images somewhat short from leaping right out to you. The picture quality, though, is still amazing, especially for the price that we paid for this TV, and it does do 4K up to 120 Hz with a variable refresh rate, and little to no latency at all, which means that it's great for gaming, which I've recently been doing a lot more of since I purchased the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. Now, over the past few months, I have noticed some lag in the user interface, and although it's nice and easy to navigate, I do find it a little bit laggy at times, and in some cases non-responsive, but that only happens very infrequently. Overall, in the end, I do love this TV for its black levels and 4K and latency performance. It also has pretty good image quality, as you can see from the screen behind me, and for the price we paid for it, it's definitely worth it. But it wouldn't be my first pick if I was to pay full price for it. There's just some better quality TVs out there for the same price, and by paying just a little bit more, you can probably get better quality and features in more expensive televisions. Now, Samsung does make some incredible TVs, and I do fall in love every time I enter a showroom surrounded by their higher end displays. But since I'm just starting out and because we just got a great deal on this TV, I can't complain. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing and review. It's been a long time overdue, so definitely let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please also smash that like button, and if you want to see how our theater room build out progresses, go ahead and subscribe and click that bell icon to get notified when I post new content. Until next time, see ya.